5 massive signs he's still in love with his ex. I will be discussing this with you right after this. Hello and welcome back. My name is Chengi. I am your dating and relationship expert here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy and founder of this beautiful world that is the Black Swan universe. I am excited to talk to you today about, I don't know if I'm excited, but I'm always excited to give you girls the pointers and the wherewithal for you to always be high value, high status, and high worth for yourself and for this irresistible man who's going to find you irresistible because you are here. So if you are a woman who is on a growth path, who is developing herself and wants to be the best version of herself, this is your channel. If you're a moaner, complainer, looking to start trouble, probably not the right place to be. But you are welcome nevertheless. If you fit into that first category, you are welcome to subscribe, to like, share, and to comment. And if you just want to lurk, see what's up, feel free to do that too. You are loved here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. So getting right into it, sometimes we meet a man and something tells us he's not all in. Maybe you are that girl who just needs all in. If you're like that, hands up, because I'm that girl. I'm that girl. It's all or nothing with me. I don't have any halfness in anything that I do. I show up completely all the time at full volume. So I cannot accept anything less. But sometimes you see and you feel that this person, they're bringing 70% to the table, or their movements that they're making that make me feel some kind of way. So let's get into some of these 5 massive signs. If you see these 5 signs, either one or two of them, he's still in love with his ex, and I'm going to tell you what to do right afterwards. Number 1, he talks about her all the time. He refers to her by her name. You know, when people are over a relationship, we always say, oh, my ex, you know, one of my exes. But he always calls her by name. You know, Sarah, you know, Sarah used to say, and when I was with Sarah, and Sarah this and Sarah that. Even if he's speaking about her negatively, even if he's saying, oh, you know, Sarah hurt my feelings, or Sarah, you know, was not a very good woman, but Sarah, he is still very deeply connected to Sarah. He's very deeply connected to his ex. When we're over our exes, we even forget that they were part of our reality. They only come up if it's ever relevant. But this man, he cannot stop talking about Sarah. Number 2, he will drop you at a drop of a hat to be there for Sarah. Okay, well, that's what we're going to call her, the ex. We're going to call her Sarah. All Sarah has to do is pick up the phone and he's at that door, because he can never say no to Sarah. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, Sarah is his, you know, his ex-wife, the mother of his children, perhaps. So maybe it's to do with the children. This is different. This is different if it is a child-related situation. Of course, he's got to be there for his children. His children have to obviously come first. And she has to be able to call on him when it comes to the children. But I'm talking about when her tires have gone flat, or she feels stranded somewhere. And he will always be her first port of call. And it doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing, what time of day or time of night, he's going to be there for her. He's going to get up and go. He's always going to show up for Sarah. And you know and you feel that he won't show up for you in the same way. Even if it's his character and his nature to show up for people, when it comes to his ex, there's just that feeling and that behavior that says he will always pick up her phone call when she calls. He will always respond to her text when she texts. She is a priority in his life still. He models her on you. This is when he compares Sarah to you. Oh, Sarah used to make, an omelet so well. Even if he's complimenting you, you make this omelet as great as Sarah used to make. I don't think anyone could make an omelet as great as Sarah could, but I think you and her are probably like on the same level of like omelet making status. Okay. Or it might be, Sarah, was really good at this, and he's always comparing you to Sarah, everything that you do. Or maybe he even models you on Sarah. You kind of remind me of Sarah, your body shape. It kind of reminds me of Sarah. You kind of have similar bodies. And, we know that, some men will actually start to require you to dress different because he's trying to simulate the same relationship that he had with Sarah. Oh, I love it when women wear that. And I love it when women wear their hair like that. And when you one day see a picture of Sarah, you're like, you're trying to turn me into Sarah. Okay. So that's a surefire sign. Number 4, the physical intimacy is fast. He is available all day, every day. He wants to move things along with the sexual intimacy, but there is zero intimacy outside of that. There's no openness. There's nothing for you to emotionally cling on to. There's no intimacy in or outside of the bedroom, but you know that you can call and he'll be there. This is because when a man breaks up with his ex, the one thing he prioritizes replacing is the sexual stability that he had with his ex. He wants that back. And you will feel it because there is no intimacy in any other way. Last but absolutely not least, he's going to expect you to help him work out his pain with his last relationship. He's going to want you to be his therapist when it comes to his ex. Now, these things will show up on the first date. Things like him talking about his ex a lot, These things will show up on the first, second, third date. Her name will come up somehow. And he will start to look to you to make it better. I'll be different. I'll be a better woman. I won't do what Sarah did to you. He will start to use you for emotional. I had clients who men would use them to get over their ex just for therapy, call them and talk about the ex and how wounded they were. And they thought, if I can just help him along and be understanding, he will see that I am the one. Okay, which leads me to, these are the 5 points. So what do we do about it? Look. Number 1, please do not date a guy who has come out of a long, meaningful relationship 2 weeks ago. Okay, no. He is not over it. You are definitely going to be the rebound. Make sure, if a man was married, it takes about 2 years to really get over the marriage. If he's a healthy guy, maybe less if he's really into personal development and really works on himself, but it's not going to be 2 weeks after. And if he left her for you, honey, you are totally rebound. Even if he made you feel like you were totally special, so different from the other girl, this is how he naturally moves. When he gets used to you and things start to go off, he's just going to go and connect with somebody else while he's in a relationship with you, because he's a serial monogamist. He cannot be on his own. Okay, so do not just accept a guy into your life that's just come out of a long relationship. If he's just been dating like everybody else or was exclusive with somebody for a few months or so, there are no real deep roots there. It might still be early to be the next girl, but you definitely want to make sure that there is a bit of a gap between his last relationship and where you are. At least 6 months, at best 6 months. I don't want you to take this and make it a rule. There are always exceptions to the rule, but by and large, this is a surefire way of at least buffering any hurt and pain of being the rebound, because it is so painful to be the rebound. Also, if you can see that this is really a thing, of course, I am the conversation queen. I love conversations. Conversations are the lifeblood of relationships. Doesn't matter what it is, talk about it. Say to him, I've noticed that you do point A, point B, point C, point D you can tell him all of these 5 points that I've given you today and say, these are the things that I definitely see you doing. At least 5 of these things you do regularly and all the time, or at least 3 of these things. I just want to know, are you over your ex? Because I don't want to be hurt. I want, you know, I'm not going to judge you, and I'm not going to be upset. And I'm not even saying I'm going to walk away, but I need to be clear. Are you over your ex? It might just be that he's developed really bad habits. He might be not over his ex, but maybe willing to really make it a go with you. But you're not going anywhere unless you actually have the conversation. And even having the conversation itself will alert him to the fact that you know he's not over his ex, that you are aware that this is the emotional landscape that he is presenting right now. It's up to him to walk away and think, gosh, maybe I am not over her. Maybe he hadn't considered it consciously. Maybe it's all been subconscious. And maybe at this point he can make an actual decision about how he wants to proceed with you. In the end, if there is no change, if he doesn't have the emotional capacity or the care for you to actually listen and try and do something to make things easier for you, then my sweet darling swan, my suggestion at this point is that you just move on and go to a man whose heart is ready and open to love you. There is nothing worse than, you know, I've been on a date with a man that clearly was still in love with his ex, clearly. And I knew that I would fall for him really quickly because he had all of the traits that I look for in a man. But I had to walk away because I just don't want to be the woman who's just not good enough. Doesn't matter how black swan I am. If a man is stuck on his past love, for better or worse, it is never going to be an amazing and good experience for you. So I hope that this video was helpful. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. And in the meantime, do take care of you. Love you lots. Bye-bye now. Well done for coming to the end of this video. What I want to ask you is, what have you learned? What is your takeaway? And what are you going to start practicing right away? Those 3 things are how you are going to get the best out of every class here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. Please put it in the comments so that we can all have a look. So I can have a look, the coaches can have a look. And I promise you, we read every comment. We may not be able to reply to every comment, but we read all of your comments and we want to see how you are growing. And we will see you on the next video.